Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. MrMisMatch here. And today we're gonna hop into the yosenju deck profile. I know in a previous video about this deck I mentioned that it was somebody else's deck idea, but I've mixed it around a little bit, so I got my own cards in it now. So it's not necessarily his idea, but it kind of is his idea. But since I swapped it around, it's mine now. All right, we're gonna start off with the theme of this deck is the yosenju, 1, 2, and 3. Their effects when they're summoned immediately after it, you can normal summon one yosenju monster with a different name than the one that's popping the effect. So you can just flood your board. If you get a hand of all 5, boom, flood your board. First turn, do massive damage. Alright, we're going to go in and just say what each one of these cards does and how it fits into the deck. Dark Hole, your monsters return to the end of your hand at the end of the turn. So Dark Hole, you always have a clear field. Dark Hole it, boom, clear it, run your opponent over. Dimensional Fissure, this stops decks from using graveyard abilities. It stops cards from going to the graveyard and then searching their deck for cards. It's just pretty good card. It's limited 1, so you can only run 1. Tenki, I was thinking about going to 3 Tenki because this is really low monster to spell trap ratio, like literally only 15 monsters. But use this to fish out the commas, and I'll go over which ones you usually want to pull out first. You usually want to go pull out comma 1 if you have another one already, because with comma 1, as long as you have another yosenju, you can send one face-up card your opponent controls back to their hand. So a good way to reset the field. Alright, Mystical Space Typhoon, I run 3 of them. Pendulums, trap cards, field spells. Must I go on? This card is amazing. Pot of Duality, you don't special summon, so you cannot special summon during the turn you activate it. Makes it, oh, I don't even care. So you look at the top 3 cards of your deck, add one of them to your hand, and then shuffle the rest back into the deck. Once again, this is to help you cycle through the deck, get those commas, so you can run over your opponent. Regeki, better than Dark Hole. Honestly, in this deck, I just think you could either, if you don't have a Regeki, because it's kind of an expensive card, or you don't have it unlocked in the game yet, you can run 2 Dark Holes and be fine. Like, honestly, come on. Super easy. Yosenju Training Grounds. I only run 1 of these because it's like good, but if I'm gonna run another Tenki, I'm not gonna need this probably. But whenever yosenju's summoned, add 1 counter to this, and when you're popping off, you can get like 5 counters off in 1 turn. Boom. But once per turn, you can activate one of the effects. Get rid of 1 counter. All yosenjus get 300 attack until the end of the turn, or discard 3 counters and you add 1 yosenju from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So if they Mirror Force you or something. People don't usually run Mirror Force anymore, but if they do, get your cards back from there and try again. And the Band Played On. This is one of those cards that I really think might be underplayed right now. If you notice, when people do XYZs, they summon a 4-star, and then usually a 4-star gets special summoned. Well, neither player can special summon monsters with the same level as those they control. So they summon the 4-star, boom. That 4-star ain't coming out. No XYZ that turn. Lose 1 turn. Attacks are usually higher than defenses. So when your opponent XYZs something and it comes into defense mode, boom, you can run it over, hopefully. If not, find another way to get through it with either comma 1 or special move or torrential or something else. But pretty decent card. I wouldn't say it's anti-meta. It just slows down the game, stops you from getting 1 turned. Macrocosmos, it's basically this card, just a little better. All cards go to the graveyard. I don't have Helios, the Primordial Sun, in this deck because that's not what this deck is. So that effect doesn't matter. Mirror Force. I run 1 Mirror Force. People are like, oh, but you don't want cards going to the graveyard. Well, if I have either this or this, they're not going to go to the graveyard. So whenever opponent attacks, destroy all attacking monsters. This is a pretty common card. A lot of people know it. Solemn Warning. Pretty good card. You can only run 1. Uh, when they would summon or spell or trap or spell card, trap card, or monster effect is activated that includes the effect of special summon, boom, 2000 LP, negate. Basically, negates any summon you want for 2000 LP. Soul Drain, pay 1000 life points. If you can't get either macro or fissure out, Soul Drain's really good at stopping the graveyard effects from happening from the graveyard. Storming Mirror Force, return all cards to in attack position to your opponent's hand. This is a good substitute for Mirror Force if you don't have fissure or macro out, to send them back to the hand, because the odds of them being able to special summon again after using their normal summon is very low. Torrential Tribute, when your opponent starts blasting monsters out and you have nothing else, clear the field, reset the board, and unless they can special summon, it goes to you. Vanity's Emptiness, if your opponent plays like a monster and you recognize it as it going to be in a deck that special summons, activate this card immediately. Player's not going to be able to special summon until something from the deck or the field goes to the graveyard. I misread it and I thought, oh, this card's going to be horrible because people will just run Dark Dealings and then draw a card and discard a card, and boom, Vanity's Emptiness is gone. But no, it has to be from the deck or the field, and then this card is destroyed also. And with Comma 1, you don't have to destroy their monster. You just can keep sending their monster back to their hand. It's amazing. I love it. Then we got Wabaku. Wabaku I just threw in here to negate some damage and just basically stall one whole turn. Monsters can't be destroyed, so if I don't know, I want to keep one of these guys alive, just keep delaying the game until I can get my combo. A secret move, I'm thinking about maybe getting rid of Wabaku for secret move. The only problem is you have to have a yosenju on the field. Cough cough, this can work in a pendulum zone, and then you can negate basically any card except for a summon. And it's awesome. It just works so well. Great card. If you get a Chromie hand but Dinah's in your hand right here, boom, put her face down. In defense mode, opponent attacks. After a turn, they usually special summon. A lot of players will special summon before the battle phase. Some really good players won't. So this card is good against lower tier players, but better against higher tier players. So I might replace it with something else in the future, but right now I think it's been running pretty solid for this deck. Thunder King Ryu, neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand. It stops them from cycling their deck. Amazing. And when a card would be special summoned, I can send this card to the graveyard, destroy that monster. Alright, time to get into the big boys. Comma 1. Special summons another comma that doesn't share the same name, and if I have another yosenju on the field, I can activate his ability, send one face-up card my opponent controls to the hand. Comma 2. Special same thing, normal summon an extra yosenju monster. Can attack life points directly, but if I choose to do so, my opponent only takes half of the battle damage. Alright. Comma 3. Same thing, normal summon another yosenju, and then when another yosenju besides comma 3 does battle damage, then I can search my deck for another comma, or another yosenju character. So, really good cycle card. And then I got Sujik. Say they negated my effect and my yosenju didn't come back to my hand. This guy could be played at any time while my yosenju's in battle with another monster, to give it 1000 attack, which is really good. While he's on the field, he could also give 1000 attack. So, but all the yosenjus, by the way, I forgot to mention it, come back to your hand at the end of the turn, so leaving you vulnerable, but you have enough stall to make yourself last. And then the yosenju L, I put in the pendulum zone. Basically, it lets me be like, oh, you got a Mirror Force? Oh well, because anytime a yosenju would be destroyed, send this card to the graveyard instead and negate their destruction. I run a bunch of basic XYZ 4-stars. You really don't need these. I'm thinking about just getting rid of it because it's just tempting sometimes to go into it. I mean, there are some occasions when you have to XYZ, but 10 times out of 9, you won't need to. Yeah, mathematics. Alright, so this is my deck profile on the yosenju Kickback and Relax deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and enjoy the rest of your day.